Alright, hey, this is part 2 of XML and Flash. In the last part, we created an XML file that contains all the data we need that we're going to load into Flash. And what we're going to do with it now is we're going to load it into Flash so that we can load that file into Flash and display it in a text box in Flash, as what we see here. And then the next part I'll show you guys how to put it into a readable format that a person would like to read. So now, to do this, first we need to open Flash. And in Flash, we're just going to create a Flash file, ActionScript2, if you're using CS3. And real quick, we're just going to make a dynamic text box. Go over here to click text box, and then right here in the drop down box, choose dynamic text. And we'll just drag a box right here on the stage. And then we'll call this XML box with capital B. Now we'll go to the actions of the frame. And this is where we're going to load the actions. This is where we're going to load the actions into Flash. That will load. We're going to put the actions here that are going to load the XML into Flash so that we can read it. Alright, so in here, so inside of here, we're just going to put the actions that are going to load our XML into Flash so that we can use it. And first we need to create a variable that's going to hold the XML. So we're going to call it variable myXML equals new XML. And then the brackets. And then in there we're also going to put myXML.onLoad equals function. And then inside parentheses after function we're going to put success. Now success, that's just a check to make sure it actually goes to this first part of the function before we do anything else. This could prevent any breaking in your program. Now we're going to put if success trace this. Actually, no, not trace. We're going to put xmlbox.text equals this. Spelled that right? Yes, I did. Alright, so what this does, it says, okay, there's a new variable called myXML. That's going to be our XML file. And then when this loads, we'll put what it loads next. And then it's going to pass a parameter called success. If success is passed, which means it's true, then it will set the text of the text box to equal that of our XML. So down here we're just going to put myXML.load and then quotations test1.xml. Close that. And now we just need to save this file somewhere in the same. I'm going to save it in the same location as my test1.xml since I have it right here. But say you had a folder called XML, you could put xml/test1.xml or whatever the folder name is. Alright, so I'm just going to save this as XML test. Alright, so now we have our XML set up. Now we're just let's go into our preview and see if it actually loads it. Alright, it loaded it. So now you see in our Flash document, our text box, set the text to equal this right here. Alright, so now what we're going to do is, you see all this white space? So you could get rid of that and close that off. We can set a parameter, and it's actually important that you do. We'll put myXML.ignore white equals true. And so what that does is it gets rid of all the extra stuff, like all the extra lines that it put in there. And for now, that's not the best thing, but once we get further into actually loading specific tags such as from and to and subject in the message, this will prove helpful because we don't want to have a bunch of spaces after every line break we put in there. And so now that we have this created, never mind. So that with this created, now we can now use this info to create better applications soon, and we'll have links, and then when you click the different links, it'll load a different message into this box. Alright, well, this is the end of part 2. In part 3, I'll show you guys how to convert this, this into readable formats such as just the message or just the subject. Alright, this is PVJ746. I hope this was helpful. I'll see you guys next time.